guys, it's Ariannitalagringa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Can you guys guess where I am? Well, I'm still in New York City, the city that never sleeps. And in my last video, I taught you all downtown vocab and things you need to know if you are a pedestrian and walking around a downtown area like New York City. Well, in this video, I am going to show you the different modes of transportation in New York because there are so many options to move around this huge city. The first mode of transportation and the most common in any city or town is just walking around. Walking is a great way to get to your destination. For example, to get to my destination, Roosevelt Island, I have to walk all the way over there to the Ferry station. Come along with me. It took me about 2 minutes to walk to this ferry station, and walking is a great way to move around the city, explore, and is a great way to exercise. Walking is one of my favorite ways to move around the city. But now let's hop right in to the next mode of transportation in New York. Right now, I'm at the NYC Ferry Station, New York City Ferry Station. As you guys know, Manhattan is an island, so a great way to move across the island on the river is using a large boat or going on the ferry. A ferry is a great and fun way to move around the city, and it is made mostly for tourists like me. So I am not from here. That means I am a tourist visiting New York. So being a tourist, it's a great experience to look at the beautiful skyline, look at all the tall buildings, and enjoy the nice sun on the river. Now I'm waiting in line to purchase my ferry ticket, and I'm going to find out how much it costs. Also, have you guys been on a ferry? Let me know down below. Now I'm paying for a ferry ticket, so I'm going to press this right here in English, and I'm just going to do a one-way ticket. I'm going to buy one more ticket, and then right here I will pay. And then it is $8 for 2 tickets, so $4 per ticket. I am inserting my credit card to pay for both tickets. And then it says, would you like a printed receipt? And I'm going to say no. Lastly, on the screen it says, thank you, please take ticket below. I'm going to crouch down and grab both tickets. Now I'm just waiting for the ferry, and then we will enter the ferry right here on this ramp. That is another ferry. That ferry is full of passengers and is on the way back to the ferry station. I bought a one-way ticket to my destination, Roosevelt Island, so I will not be returning back from it, whereas a round-trip ticket allows you to travel to a place and back again. Now I'm walking down the ramp and I just went on the ferry. This is a ferry. It takes passengers to short distances. I recommend this experience because it's a great way to move across the river. Now we're at Roosevelt Island and I'm going to show you the third way to move around New York City. Can you guys guess this third way of transportation in New York City? It is a car that is attached with cables that moves across. What is it called? This is called a cable car, and right now we are at the Roosevelt Island tramway, and I'm going to take you guys across with me and see the city skyline. Can you guys believe that this cable car exists in New York City? Well, normally cable cars exist in areas with mountains, but New York City doesn't have any mountains, so we are going to use this cable car to travel over the river. Now I'm going to see how much it costs to go on the cable car, but I think I can use my Metro card, so let's see if this works. This Metro card does work to get on the cable car, and it costs $34 for a 1-week pass. I purchased this Metro card when I first arrived. I can only use it for 1 week. Come with me inside the cable car. We are packed in like sardines. The cable car is crowded and full of people. That was awesome! Who would have thought that a cable car would drop me off right in the middle of New York City? Let's go ahead and find the fourth mode of transportation in downtown New York. The fourth mode of transportation in New York City is using the bus. It is right next to the tramway. I just walked across the street and right now I am right next to the bus stop. The bus stop is where I will wait for the bus to arrive. The good thing about the bus is you can use the same card that you used on the tram and the subway. Now come along with me and let's enter the bus. The person that drives the bus is called the bus driver. You can pay with Apple Pay or just use the Metro card right here. The good thing about taking a bus is that you actually have a seat. I'm a passenger and I'm sitting in the back of the bus in my seat. But the bad thing about taking the bus is that you have to wait for all the stops, for the bus driver to stop at all the stops, and you have to wait in traffic, something that the subway avoids. Right now I'm sitting by the window called the window seat and I have to get off at the next stop. So to get off, I am going to pull this yellow cord called the pull cord. Pull it down and then that lets the bus driver know that I need to get off at the next stop. I just got off the bus. I just got off at that bus stop over there, but I still have one more bus to take to get to my final destination. I just got off at the second bus stop. It led me to this place behind me. I am in Washington Square Park. Let's recap and let's see what we learned throughout this video. The first mode of transportation was walking around, walking to different places. And the second one, the ferry. We took the ferry across the river, and then the third mode of transportation was taking the cable car across the river and entering the city. And then once we were in the city, we took the bus, and the bus led me to this beautiful place right here. Before talking about the next way to move around New York City, I want to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes and members where anyone can learn about any topic. These classes can motivate and inspire you to pick up a new hobby or skill. Right now, I'm taking classes to improve my habits. The class that I'm taking is How to Build Habits That Last by Thomas Frank. It has been so helpful when it comes to language learning. Right now, I'm learning Spanish. My expectation to learn Spanish is to get a little bit better each time and to not be afraid to make mistakes. Keeping good habits has helped me be more productive in learning a language. If you're looking to pick up a new hobby or skill, don't hesitate to try out Skillshare. Do you want to unlock your creativity and learn something new? The first 500 people to use my link will get access to one of Skillshare's best offers, 30 days free and 40% off your first year of Skillshare membership. Thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. Now let's learn about more transport vocab in New York City. The fifth mode of transportation in the Big Apple is underground. Can you guys guess what it is? Come along with me and let's go check it out. It's called the subway. The subway is one of the many different ways to go around the city. Come along with me and let's enter the train station, but we have to go underground down these stairs. I'm walking down these stairs and then I'm gonna go ahead and walk inside the train station. I already have my Metro card, but let's go ahead and check out how much are the prices for a one-day ticket. You can purchase a Metro card right here if you don't have one, and you can choose which language between English, Spanish, French, or Chinese. So if I want a single ride that's only valid for 2 hours, that'll be $3.25. And then if I want to get a new card, it'll be $1, and you can choose between a regular Metro card or an unlimited ride. And I have the 7-day unlimited ride that is $34, but you can choose between a 30-day ride. I already have my Metro card. Let's go ahead and swipe this, enter the gate, and enter the Metro station. I just passed through the gate and now let's go ahead and see the subway. Right now, I'm on the subway platform waiting for my train to arrive. You can call it subway or train. The subway runs on these train tracks right over here. Right now, I'm waiting for the E train to go to the World Trade Center. But don't feel bad if you guys are in New York and if you guys are lost or have missed your train, because the train system, the transit system is very confusing, and I missed my train about 5 times and got lost. So don't feel bad. I'm hoping that this train is the right way. So now let's wait for the train. Now I'm going to hop on the train. I got off that train over there because I got on the wrong train, but that's okay. People make mistakes. I'm going to hop on this train once it arrives. Before getting on the next train, I want to show you guys what this station looks like. Do you guys think it's clean? Do you think it's dirty? Do you think it looks old, or do you think it looks new? Let me know down below. Also, do you guys have train systems in your city? And let me know if it looks new or if it looks old like the one in New York City. Right now, I'm crossing my fingers, keeping my fingers crossed, and I hope that this is the right train. Come along with me. I'm at Penn Station, right here. This is Penn Station, 34th Street. Also, if you live in America, you may know that there is a restaurant called Penn Station. And let's see if they do have a Penn Station restaurant here. Let's go above ground and look for another mode of transportation. I'm walking up these stairs and now I'm above ground. I'm out of the subway station. We're gonna head to our 7th mode of transportation. We're heading to the Vessel. It's a touristic attraction. It's very far from where I'm at. So what is another way I can get there? I don't have a car, so now we're gonna take the taxi, a taxi cab to get there. You can also order an Uber on the Uber app or Lyft, but I'm going to get a taxi. So the signal you use is you hail a taxi, so the taxi knows that they need to pick you up. Taxi, taxi. You can order an Uber or Lyft by going on the app and then setting your location and the time you want to be picked up. Right now, if I were to order an Uber at this location to go to the Vessel, it would cost around $15.98. But now I'm going to look online and see how much are the taxis, because I know the taxis charge per block you go to and how many minutes you wait in traffic. Taxi, taxi. Hi, I have a question.
Yeah.
How much is it to get to the Vessel?
The vessel,
Yeah, how much would it be?
less than $20, less than 20.
Could you do $16?
Yes.
Okay, $16. I just took a taxi cab and I was able to negotiate the price from $20 down to around $16. So it's kind of the same amount of money. You can either pay $15.98 for an Uber or around $16 for a taxi. Also right here, we made it to our destination. We are finally at the Vessel. This is a new tourist attraction and I'm so excited to take pictures right below it, but unfortunately I can't go on the Vessel because it's closed. Right now I'm at the Vessel and it's such a beautiful place because it has the most amazing architecture. People are right here watching some tennis on this big flat screen and enjoying the summer because it's almost about to end. I'm inside the Vessel and the first floor is the only floor that's open, and you can come here and take pictures with your friends or family, but unfortunately the top, it's closed because people were jumping. When I was inside the Vessel, someone interrupted me and told me I couldn't record the video. Well, you can take pictures, but you can't record videos, which doesn't make any sense. And they said I couldn't take a video because the Vessel is apparently private property. I'm getting a little bit hungry. I'm going to go to Times Square and order a donut at the famous Krispy Kreme that they have over there. And the 7th mode of transportation that I'm going to take is using the bicycle. People in New York City, whether you're a resident or a tourist, a visitor, they ride bicycles on the bike lanes because sometimes it's even faster than taking the subway. So come along with me and let's go rent a bicycle. This is the last mode of transportation, and it's called riding a bicycle. Right behind me, they have bicycles that you can rent. It's nice because the bicycles are right by the vessel where it just came from. Also, I had to download the app called City Bike, and as you can see, if I zoom in, you can see that there are different stations where I can rent the bicycles from. Now I'm going to go and rent one bicycle, and I think that they charge per minute. I already have the application, the app downloaded on my phone, City Bike. There are two types of bikes, so you can choose between the newer bike, the bigger one, or the smaller bike, the blue one. I'm gonna go ahead and scan over here and scan the older bike because the old bike is $4 for 10 minutes versus this new gray bike is $8 for 10 minutes. If you want to ride the bike, you have to scan this QR code right here. It's going to charge me $1 just to make sure that my credit card works. Once you scan the bike with the QR code, it already has a timer and it'll track how many miles you ride on the bike. The number of minutes and miles will let you know how much they will charge you to ride the bike. I just unlocked the bike from the bike station. It's already timing me to see how much I'm going to spend. Now I'm going to ride this bike to Times Square to eat some donuts. I just arrived to Times Square and now I'm going to park this bike. To park the bike, you will align the bike and then you're gonna push it into this docking station. And then you have to make sure that it clicks. Okay, and now the bike is locked, so I can't use it anymore. I paid $4.89 just to ride one bike, and the duration, the time it took for me to ride the bike to my destination was around 25 minutes. Here in the US, we use miles, we do not use kilometers. The distance that I rode the bike was around 0.86 miles. So around 1 mile. This was a lot cheaper than I expected. Do you guys have bikes that you can rent in your city? Let me know down below. Okay guys, I'm already finished with this video and I made it to Krispy Kreme donuts. I came here just for this special donut called the Big Apple, and it's only sold here in the middle of Times Square. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the different forms of transportation that they have in New York City. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and give me a super thanks if you guys like my videos. Bye!